Today's topic is Ohm's law. This law is very important for entire network theory. The ocean of network theory is based on this Ohm's law. So what is this Ohm's law is? Current flowing through resistor or conductor is proportional to potential difference across resistor. When temperature T is constant. So this is very important statement. This way mathematically I is proportional to V when T is constant. From this we can say I equal to V by R, V is equal to IR, R is equal to V by I. So these are the three different shades of Ohm's law. But what is more important is this V is what? What is this V? This V is a potential difference. Potential difference across resistor. But when we say V equal to IR, this V meaning is different. What is this V? Is a potential drop. Potential drop in resistor. So that is the important difference between these two V's. So how to understand difference between these two? Let me take one single element resistor, applying voltage source of V, resistor R. Now current will flow, current I is flowing because loop is closed. This is called as a circuit. Circuit means once loop is when elements, this is one element, this is an element, they are connected. So loop is formed, therefore it is called as a circuit. Any circuit, so current will flow. How much current should flow through this resistor depends on potential difference across resistor R. So there is always fighting between source, current and resistor. What resistor will do? Oppose the flow of current. What source is doing? Sending current against resistance. So how much current should flow? That I is equal to V by R. What is this V? Potential difference. So potential difference across R is what? V. this V driving current I against resistance. So when current is flowing, then we get a drop. The drop is VR equal to I into R. Then this VR is the drop in the resistor. Drop in the resistor depends on current. Current depends on the potential difference. That is the basic difference. Most of the local books they say drop depends on current. But why that current is flowing, we don't have an answer. Mathematically, this is simple. V equal to IR, mathematically simple. Drop depends on current. But actually Ohm's law, a scientist Ohm, how he stated the statement. The current flowing depends on potential difference. So first difference decide how much current should flow, later drop will come. Mathematically this is complicated, division, but conceptually this is more clear. Mathematically this is simple, but conceptually not clear. So actual statement is available this form. Our Indian friends modified this into this form, then simplified, then they are telling a statement to drop depends on current flowing. But if you put a question yourself, why that current is coming, no answer. Therefore conceptually it is not clear, but mathematically simple. Why mathematically simple? Any math teacher will teach what first? Addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division. So this is in division form, this is in multiplication form. So division form changed into multiplication form. It looks like more simple, but conceptually it is not simple. Conceptually this is more simple, but mathematically division form complicated than this. But still we should follow this, not this form. Therefore current flowing through conductor is proportional to potential difference across resistor when temperature T is the constant. I will give another example. What is the meaning of difference? If you look at this, a resistance of 1 ohm, I applied voltage of 3 here, I applied voltage of 2 volts here, then how much current I will flow? So this I is equal to not 3 by 1, not 2 by 1, it is 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 by 1 is equal to 1 ampere. Now I will take another example. Resistor same 1 ohm, but here I am applying 100 volts, here I am applying 99 volts. Then again what is the value of current I? 100 minus 99 by 1, again 1 ampere only. So carefully observe, current in the resistor always depends on difference. It is not 3 by 1, it is not 100 by 1. 100 minus 99 is also 1 volt, 3 minus 2 is also 1 volt. Resistance same, both the cases current remain same. So even though I applied 100 volts here, the current flowing is 1 ampere only. So please remember, current flowing through resistor always depends on potential difference. This is a common word, V is a potential, this V is also potential, this is also voltage, this is also voltage, this unit also volt, this unit also volt. These are all volt, common things. But what is the specific word you should use it? Difference. Here key word is difference. Here key word is drop. If you really understand difference between difference and drop, Ohm's law you understood. So therefore I depends on V by R, drop depends on I into R. Then this voltage will have a polarity. Always take this side positive, this side negative. And also remember, conventional current, we are talking conventional current. Conventional current will flow in the source always from negative to positive, whereas in the resistor it will flow from positive to negative. Here negative to positive, here positive to negative. It is a conventional current. Conventional current is convenient for us. It is opposite of electron flow. How electrons are flowing? Electrons will flow reverse direction. Electrons will flow reverse direction. This is the electron flow current. This black color is the conventional current. So every subject, our Indian convention is conventional current. So we always follow conventional, which is opposite of electron flow. And please remember, conventional current in the source always from negative to positive, in the resistor always from positive to negative. Don't think that resistor is having polarity plus minus. No. A drop will have a polarity where current is entering plus, where it is leaving minus. Voltage without this polarity, no meaning. Remember, this is a very basic concept. When I say voltage without plus minus, no meaning. When I say current without direction, no meaning. As if when I say go, where do you go? Go to Amirpet, go to Dilshuk Nagar, there is a meaning. So it will give a completeness when you mention the direction of current. Current always specify with the direction. Voltage always we should specify with the polarities. And conventional current only we are following. Here negative to positive, here positive to negative. This is the simple concept of Ohm's law statement mathematically. And this law is valid when temperature T is constant. Why temperature should be constant? If when temperature is constant, material properties remain constant. So resistor value is also constant. When you apply voltage V known value, this is fixed, then you can calculate current. Or if current is known, resistor value is known, you can find the drop. So out of these three, any two given, third one you can find. So therefore, Ohm's law will be simple form when temperature T is constant. If imagine temperature is not constant, then resistor value also changes with our real time. With the time temperature is changing, resistor value is changing, then drop also changes. So in that case, how the law will change? V of T is equal to R of T into I. So if this current is, this resistance is changing with time, if current is also changing with time, voltage also changes with time. But this change because of this or because of this is a confusion. Not only confusion, it is complicated. So Ohm's law is a simplified version valid when temperature is constant. If temperature is constant, we simply use R into I of T. So therefore, V of T equal to R into I of T. So this is changing only because of current, not because of resistor. Because temperature constant to resistor constant. So this is also, it is simple form. The whole concept is simplified in the boundary of assuming temperature constant. So this is the Ohm's law basic definition. This you can also understand with the help of a pictorial view of Ohm's law. Pictorial view of Ohm's law. Why this pictorial view is important is, generally we think that we understand Ohm's law, but it's not so easy. Understanding Ohm's law, it looks easy, it appears easy, but it's not so easy. Think more and more for understand better way. See, in electronics, why subject is tough? Electronics or electrical, the subject is tough because many things are invisible form. Voltage, invisible. You can't see. You can't see, you can't smell, and you can't touch. If current is flowing through the wire, you keep under the nose, it won't sense any smell, or hear with, so it won't listen any sound. So voltage will not make any sound, it won't give any smell, and you can't touch. If you touch 230 volts, you get a shock, and you will not be there to experience your shock. God given 5 sensors. One is by, ears, eyes, nose, mouth and skin. And these 5 sensors you can't use to understand what is voltage. Not only voltage, current also you can't. And charge you can't. Power you can't. Energy you can't. And resistor you can see. Resistor is element you can see, but resistance is invisible. Resistance is the behavior of the resistor. That is not visible. Capacitor visible, capacitance not visible. Inductor visible, inductance not visible. So all these things we don't understand properly, and therefore always we have some confusion in the mind. This confusion I want to eliminate with the help of pictorial view of Ohm's law. Pictorial view of Ohm's law. Conceptually, it's a very, very interesting thing, and this is developed by me, and all of you try to understand and remember always. So I take example of water tank. This water tank is filled with water. This tank is filled with water. So when water is there in the tank, obviously water level. So there is some level. This level is analogy with V. Next, I am connecting with one pipeline. So when pipe is connected to this tank, so what is flowing here? Water flow. This water flow is analogy with current. Current you can't see, but water flow you can see. Now flow depends on level or level depends on flow? Obviously simple physics. Flow depends on level. That's why Ohm's law, I said I is proportional to V. I did not say V is proportional to I. So flow, water flow depends on the level. This is independent, this is dependent. But this water flow which is opposing, this flow is opposed by, don't say friction. Again friction is, you can't see, friction you can't understand. Let us not use complicated words, let us use simple words. So which is this flow of water is opposed by pipe diameter. Dia of pipe. So if pipe diameter is more, water will flow freely. If pipe dia is narrow, less, then water cannot flow freely. Therefore, diameter of pipe is inversely proportional to resistor. So if pipe dia is more means water flowing freely. Water flowing freely means resistance is less. More dia, less resistance. So what kind of relation it is? Inverse relation. So diameter of pipe is inversely related to resistor. Now this I am extending further. Now place one bucket under this. So imagine there is a tap, tap open, then water is flowing, into bucket. So bucket I am taking as example, everybody aware of what is bucket. So in this bucket, three things are important. First one is water level. Second one, bucket width or diameter of the bucket. Bucket width is important, second parameter. Third parameter, quantity of water. Let us not worry thickness of the bucket, manufacturer of the bucket, color of the bucket, all those things we are not interested. Width, level and quantity. How these three are related? Let us see. Water level is equal to quantity divided by diameter of bucket. What is the justification for this relation? If bucket diameter is increasing, what happens to water level? Decreases. So inverse relation. If you add some water into the bucket, what will happen to level? Increases. So quantity is proportional to level. So this is a simple physics. You can also do demo yourself and you have to believe this. But water level is what? V. What is quantity? Quantity is, just see here, how you got this water into bucket? Water is flowing into bucket for some time. What is the charge concept? Charge is nothing but current into time, na? But what is current? Water flow. Water flowing into bucket for some time, or current flowing through wire for some time. Current into time is a charge. Water flowing into some time is a quantity. That means quantity and charge I can correlate. Therefore, this quantity I am replacing with the charge Q. You are aware of that already. V is equal to Q by C. You know this. This V you got the justification. This Q you got the justification. If these two satisfied, we know this formula, then this C must be what? Diameter of bucket. So capacitance always I am comparing with the bucket width. For example, when I say 1 microfarad, 10 microfarads, 100 microfarads, 1000 microfarads. This is like a cool drink bottle. This is like a mug. This is like a bucket. This is like a drum. So what is increasing? Bottle, mug, bucket, drum. Container width is increasing, na? Capacitor value increasing means physically container width is increasing. So capacitance value always think like any container width. Container width role, capacitance role, both are exactly same. That is the concept of this. What is the purpose of bucket? What is the purpose of this bucket? To store the water. How much water we store depends on bucket width and height. Width and height decide the quantity of water. What is the purpose of capacitor? Capacitor purpose is to store charge. But how much charge it will store depends on V and C. So if you know these two, you can calculate, you can decide how much you can store. So capacitor is basically capacitor. It's a storing element. It store what? Charge. When charge it is storing, then voltage will be developed. So when water is flowing into bucket, quantity getting added, and because of this quantity then V is level, water level is increasing. So water level depends on quantity, quantity depends on flow with the time. This is the simple concept. Now as I said earlier, there are two forms of Ohm's law. What is one form? I is equal to V by R. What is this R? This R is this. This is this R. What is this I? I is this. This I is current, water flow. R is this gap. This V is this. This is the level, na? This level is like a potential difference. This V is this. What is other form of the Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. When I say V equal to IR, this I is what? Same thing. This is I. This R is this. But this V is not this V. This V is not this V. This V is this. So what is the meaning of this V? This is a potential drop. But potential drop, how do you understand? When water is flowing in the pipeline, some pressure will be developed on the inner surface of the pipeline. That pressure developed depends on what? Pipe width and water flow. Water flow is a current, width is like a resistor. This product is V, so this V is a potential drop. That potential drop I am comparing with what? Pressure developed on inner surface of the pipe. So the pressure developed on inner surface of the pipe is like this V. That depends on water flow speed and also pipe diameter. Just to see the difference between this V and this V. This V is a water level. This V is a pressure developed on inner surface of the pipeline. So this is what a pictorial view of Ohm's law. So whenever you are getting a doubt of potential difference, it is like a source. This is like a source. We'll have a level. This is the source. This is like a source. Then what is the current? Current general definition is flow of electron is a current. And what is electron? Is it visible? Not visible. How they are flowing, walking, jumping, we don't know. And they are flowing in the wire. Flowing in the wire, electron invisible, flow is invisible. How they are flowing, we don't know. Flowing inner of the wire or surface of the wire, walking, jumping, dancing, all those things we don't know. That's why what is current? Not understood clearly. But that confusion eliminated with simply water flow. So you can imagine there is a pipeline and water is flowing in the pipeline. How water is flowing in the pipeline? Same way electrons flowing in the wire. Their electrical wire, here I am using pipeline. Their current I am using word, here water flow. Their source I am using here tank. So that's source concept and this tank concept is same. Let me correlate this further with electrical circuit, how I can. As I said, this tank replacing with a source. This is V. Now how we are controlling this flow of water? With the tap. There is a tap here. And their mechanical tap, here electrical switch. So this switch K closed at T equal to 0. Tap open, switch closed, same meaning. Now this is a pipeline, will have a resistance, so resistor. And this container, bucket is a storing element. So I am replacing with a capacitor. So I have a capacitor. This is a capacitor. Resistor, that bucket is a capacitor, tap is a switch, and this tank is a source. So whenever I close this switch, then what is flowing? Current is flowing. This current is flowing like this. And when tap is open, water is flowing like this. So that is a physical concept. This is a electrical circuit. Here we are filling the bucket with water. Here we are charging capacitor with current. Here we are charging capacitor with current. Now, important concept. Here I am telling current flowing. Most of the students think that current flowing through capacitor like this, because I have shown like this now. This is a wrong concept. Why it is a wrong concept? Before I close, no voltage in the capacitor. No voltage means Vc 0 minus equal to 0. Switch closed at 0. 0 minus means before closing the switch, no voltage in the capacitor. That is the meaning. Don't think that voltage 0 means charge is also 0. That is again wrong concept. Voltage 0, charge is not 0. Positive charges, negative charges are equal. Positive, negative equal. So equal positive, equal negative like a neutral. What is earth potential? Earth potential is 0. When I say earth potential 0, it does not mean that earth charges are 0. Earth is having infinite number of positive charges, infinite number of negative charges, and equal, therefore earth potential is 0. So therefore positive negative equal and voltage is 0. Now when I close the switch, this longer line indicates what? Positive. They are all positive. Short line indicates negative. So when I close the switch, these positive charges will attract electrons. So this electron will move this side. This electron will move this side. This electron will move this side and neutral the positive charge. This electron will move and neutral this positive charge. So these electrons are going this way. These electrons are going this way. This is the direction of electron flow. But what is the conventional current I said? Conventional current direction is always opposite of electron flow. Here electrons flowing like this. So conventional current flow like this. So if you observe carefully, conventional current flowing here and conventional current flowing here. So conventional current flowing like this. That is indicated by showing like this. But when we are showing like this, don't think that current flowing through the capacitor. Current, as I said, current never flow through the capacitor. So this is the electron flow direction. This is the conventional current flow. And this is the electron flow direction. This is the conventional current flow direction. Conventional current flowing from this plate to here, again from here to here, and current not flowing through capacitor. So this is how charging takes place, and voltage in the capacitor is increasing until voltage in the capacitor is coming up to the value of applied voltage V. So how this voltage is increasing? Current initially more current will flow. Current is more, slowly current decreases, but initially voltage is 0, so slowly voltage is increasing. Capacitor charged to voltage of V. So it is exponentially charging. It will go up to the value of V, and initially current is maximum. When capacitor charged to applied voltage V, then what is the voltage here is V, applied is also V, potential difference across resistor is 0, therefore current also will become 0. So this current exponentially reducing and go towards the 0. So this is how capacitor is charging. You will study in detail in another topic of transient analysis. So just initial level I am explaining. So what is important point is we are showing like this. Don't think that current flowing through capacitor. And to avoid this confusion, teacher should show like this. So current going up to here up to here only, then again like this. If teacher is showing like this, again average student think that current go there, then how this current is coming. So to suppress the confusion or doubt of the average student, a normal practice is we show like this. Because we are showing like this, then again average student thinking that current flowing through the capacitor. So be careful in notation and the way how we are understanding. Then this resistor R value depends on rho L by A. So you all know that A is the cross sectional area of the any wire, L is the length of the wire, rho is a resistivity. This resistivity depends on the material. Material can be copper, aluminum and etc. Different material will have a different property. So that is indicated with resistivity. If length of wire is more, resistance is more. If cross sectional area is more, resistance will be less. That's why R value depends on rho L by A. Similarly, this capacitor value formula is equal to epsilon A by D. So what is the meaning of D, A and epsilon? D is the distance between plates. So there are two plates are there. The distance between these two plates indicated with D. No confusion in D. D is the distance between plates. Then what is A? A is the A. Understanding A, there is a lot of confusion. Different students will have a different definitions. One will say A is the cross sectional area of the plate. One will tell area of one plate. Some other will tell area of both the plates, or cross sectional area of the capacitor, or surface area of the capacitor, or area between the plates. So all these things are wrong concepts. The beauty of this subject is easily you will understand wrongly. If you don't know how to think correctly, you will understand easily wrongly. So be careful in understanding. So let me explain the concept of A. So I'll take example of chapati. So there is one chapati, another chapati of equal dimension. If I keep this chapati on this, then what is A? So this is the cross sectional area of chapati. This area of chapati, both are perfectly superimposed, then obviously this is A. So when we say plate area, this plate area, this plate area equal, both are superimposed, then A means a one plate area, no confusion. But always not necessarily like this. Sometime one chapati like this, another chapati like this. So some part is overlapped. Then how do you calculate A? A is not this. A is not this. A is not this. A is this. So when I am marking this portion as A, again there are two ways of understanding. One way is it overlapping plate area or area between overlapping plates? Overlapping plate area or area between overlapping plates. So which one is correct? It is overlapping plate area. This A is overlapping plate area. Plate area. Not area between overlapping plates. So if it is perfectly overlapped, then this area or this area remain same, but definitely not area between the plates. That is epsilon. That is A. Then what is the meaning of this epsilon? Between two chapatis, if I want to increase the distance, apply some material. Maybe you apply tomato sauce. So distance is little bit increased. To increase the distance further, keep some omelette. Then further you can increase by applying some aloo kurma. So these are the materials we are keeping between the chapatis to increase the distance between the chapatis. Then after you kept, then fold it. When you fold it, it occupies less space. Then after folding, pack with some plastic material or pack it. On the top you write omelette chapati. What is the need of packing? Internally there is an omelette. If you are not packing, ants will go and eat the omelette. So you must pack it. But after packing, what is there inside? Customer don't know. So on the top you have to write omelette chapati. When I write omelette chapati, does not mean that chapati is manufactured with omelette. No. Omelette is placed between the chapatis. So whatever stuff we are keeping between the chapatis like a epsilon. When I say paper capacitor, when I say these plates are not manufactured with paper. Paper is kept between the plates. When I say mica capacitor, mica is a dielectric material and paper is also dielectric material. Why dielectric material is placed between the plates? Dielectric material is not a conductor, it is a insulator. Why we want to keep insulator? Current should not flow through this capacitor, as I said earlier. So they are all dielectric material, different dielectric materials we are placing. If it is a paper capacitor, mica capacitor. So we are giving importance to the material what we are placing between the plates. When I say omelette chapati, chapati is not manufactured with omelette. Chapati is made with wheat powder only, but omelette is placed between the chapatis. So that is a similar concept. Now with this you understand meaning of epsilon and A and D. These three will decide the value of capacitor or capacitance. Capacitance, how do you compare? Capacitance always you can think like a container width. Capacitor value increasing means container width is increasing. And capacitor physical device is what? Bucket. Bucket is used to store water. Capacitor is used to store the charge. So these two are similar functionalities. So with this Ohm's law and pictorial view of Ohm's law, what is the meaning of voltage source? Voltage source is like a water level. And what is the meaning of current? Current always, if you got any doubt of understanding current, think like a water flow. Water flow similar to current. Water level is similar to source. And pipe diameter is inversely proportional to resistance. The quantity of water accumulated is compared with a charge. And capacitor value is always compared with the container width. So these are a beautiful comparison. All electrical quantities you can't physically, you can't see, you can't smell, you can't touch. To avoid the confusion, I am correlating or comparing with this concept so that your imagination will be, imagination errors will be eliminated so that you are close to the reality. So this is the first class of Ohm's law and pictorial view of Ohm's law. Next class, how to apply Ohm's law, all formulas related to resistor, capacitor and inductor. So this will discuss in next class. Thank you.